Now, I want to talk about Natasha Howard's Instagram post. Basically, man, she posted this song with her picture on it. 42 Doug is a rapper. And it's a song on it. I'm not going to play it. I don't want to get a copyright. But basically, the song is going amongst the energy of, hey, we not done, and I'm coming after you. That's basically the energy she was giving off in this song. And yeah, she's like, hey, I better not catch you chilling. A new rivalry already created, and she's not even off the team yet. Oh my goodness, man. The circus, the chaos, it just keeps going for the Indiana Fever, man. This is tough.
Natasha Howard just brought the heat. And we're not talking WNBA warm-ups. Nope. She straight up roasted Dewanna Bonner like a Thanksgiving turkey for ghosting the Indiana Fever. Is it beef? Is it petty? Or did someone just hit quit mid-season like it's NBA 2K? Grab your popcorn because this drama's spicier than a locker room fight over aux cord privileges. You won't believe what went down or how hard Natasha went in. Let's unpack this scorched earth showdown.
About an hour ago, that Dewanna Bonner is done with the Indiana Fever, that she has no interest in returning to play for the Fever, and that the landing spots that Dewanna Bonner would like to be at are the Phoenix Mercury or the Atlanta Dream. This is what has been reported by Annie Costaball.
Natasha Howard didn't bring a filter. She brought a flamethrower, and she aimed it straight at Dewanna Bonner, who apparently thought Indiana was a yoga retreat and not a team sharpening its claws for blood. The moment Bonner ghosted the Fever like a bad Tinder date, Natasha stepped up like, oh, so this is what we're doing now? Running off when the vibes get too competitive?
Today, only in the WNBA can this take place. Dewanna Bonner quitting on her team. Folks, people ask for trades all the time in the NBA and the NFL. All the time it happens. Dewanna Bonner quit on her team. The Fever front office run cover for her. Yet in some deluded, self-entitled way, she has the audacity to manipulate this situation, somehow throw it on the fans, and ask for an apology.
Because apparently grit, hustle, and a little thing called defense weren't on Bonner's summer checklist. While most players politely dodge drama like it's a rookie hazing ritual, Natasha decided to light the whole narrative on fire and roast marshmallows over it. She didn't flinch, didn't sugarcoat, didn't toss in one of those passive-aggressive best of luck lines.
Dewanna Bonner is officially done with the Indiana Fever. Now, DB has been out for the past 6 games for personal reasons, but other than that, the team has been pretty quiet on what exactly is going on, and there's been so much speculation around her absence. But the whole thing was just kind of bizarre, and a lot of Fever fans were speculating that we're not going to see her back. And just today, it was announced that she has no intentions on returning to the Indiana Fever, and her preferred destinations are either Atlanta or the Phoenix Mercury. It's also been reported that the main reason that she wanted to leave is because things felt off from the beginning and she thought that she would be a starter.
She went full savage because for her, protecting the Indiana Fever, especially the one and only Caitlin Clark, is not just part of the game, it's a moral obligation. When you mess with the team, you mess with Natasha, and trust. She's not about that kumbaya energy. What we witnessed wasn't a teammate venting. It was a full-blown call-out that could be heard echoing through every WNBA locker room like a war horn.
Bonner releases a statement after quitting on the team. After getting her ego shattered. After the heart wants what the heart wants. After being away from her boo for so long, she just needed to get out and get to Phoenix. I want to sincerely thank the Indiana Fever for the opportunity to be a part of the Fever franchise. Despite our shared goals and excitement heading into the season, I felt the fit did not work out, and I appreciate the organization's willingness to grant my request to move on, particularly at this point in my career, Bonner said. I wish the Fever great success as they continue to build around this dynamic group of players. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Ben, you must have missed some of that. She didn't thank the fans at all. Ben, can you scroll up a little bit? I know she thanked the fan. Oh, you thought we'd get a thank you. Folks, we never got respect.
Natasha didn't just throw shade, she built a solar eclipse. Bonner didn't leave a game. She left an arena of expectations that didn't bend over backwards for her resume. And Natasha? She made sure everyone knew that walking away from Indiana isn't a quiet exit. It's a loud statement, one that screams, "I tapped out." Bonner clearly underestimated just how serious things get in Fever territory. This isn't some country club circuit of veterans vibing in cruise control. This is the Hunger Games, where players bleed, hustle, and pour sweat like it's Gatorade. You don't just moonwalk off a team that's rebuilding its culture from the ground up. You don't clock out mid-season and act like it's an early checkout at a Marriott. You stick, you grind, you fight through the growing pains like a real one. But Bonner? She hit the eject button before the turbulence even started. And now, the narrative is spinning faster than a WNBA highlight reel on fast forward.
But once I saw she wanted to go to the Indiana Fever and actually went to the Indiana Fever, I said, well, dang, that just fooled me. That fooled me, y'all. Man. Now it comes to this, man. So I'm guessing maybe the relationship with Stephanie White and Dewanna Bonner kind of made her want to go over there with her. And Stephanie White kind of convinced her, like, hey, look, you're going to be starting. They need you. I need you. So we can get this championship run going. I'm thinking the conversation went something like that. And now she's mad about not starting, coming off the bench. Maybe she's like, look, I didn't come here for this type of treatment.
Natasha didn't mince words because the truth doesn't need a translator. She basically looked the entire fan base dead in the eye and said, I got you. She laid it all out with the kind of brutal honesty that makes PR reps sweat bullets. Her loyalty wasn't just to the franchise, it was to every rookie, every fan, and every player putting in real work instead of power walking away from the challenge. Let's be clear, Bonner leaving didn't devastate Indiana, it motivated it. Because now, there's no illusion. No pretending everyone's on the same page. You're either in or you're out. And Natasha? She's in with capital letters and a megaphone. But instead of digging deep and pushing through, she decided she'd rather watch from the sidelines. Or better yet, from a city, with less accountability and more cozy brunch options. Natasha called it what it was, quitting. Not resting, not reevaluating, not exploring opportunities, just straight up bailing when the heat got real.
Dewanna Bonner's situation is one of the most unprofessional things I have ever seen in any level of professional sports, and it has to be addressed. If you're not familiar, Dewanna Bonner is cut from the Indiana Fever. We have just waived her, and we've brought back Ari McDonald. Dewanna Bonner has not played in the last few Indiana Fever games, and we were all thinking it was because of personal reasons. And all us Indiana Fever fans were thinking it was something big. I even said on a few of my live streams, hey, we shouldn't talk bad about Dewanna until we know what's going on, because it could be something really bad going on at home. Maybe one of her family members have died. You don't want to talk bad about Dewanna Bonner at this point because she's out for personal reasons. It could be any reason. We just hope you come back soon. Well, we learned yesterday that Dewanna Bonner had no intention of coming back to the Indiana Fever. So initially we were wondering, hey, what is the reason? And the media has been feeding us this lie. The main reason why Dewanna Bonner is dipping out is because she wants to be in a starting position, and maybe she's mad about Lexi Holt outperforming her. Maybe she's mad about the fact that she's not getting the position of Natasha Howard on the team, and
It's almost poetic. While Caitlin Clark is out here taking elbows, body checks, and 2-week-old Twitter beefs just for daring to exist on the court, Bonner packed it up like she lost the plot halfway through. One player's fighting off defenders like a Marvel superhero, and the other's making early dinner reservations. The contrast couldn't be clearer, and Natasha made sure that contrast was spotlighted, underlined, and framed in LED lights. This wasn't just a call-out, it was a declaration, a locker room line in the sand. Either you're building with the team or you're dragging down the scaffolding. While others craft milquetoast interviews that sound like hostage notes, Natasha gave us authenticity with the gloves off. She spoke for the underdogs, for the rookies grinding in silence, for the fans who show up through losses, for Caitlin Clark who wakes up every day knowing someone's ready to bulldoze her just because she's too good.
Was presumed to be true has now been pretty much confirmed to be true, as it has now been reported by Front Office Sports Annie Costabile as of 5:50 p.m. today, just about an hour ago, that Dewanna Bonner is done with the Indiana Fever, that she has no interest in returning to play for the Fever. and that the landing spots that Dewanna Bonner would like to be at are the Phoenix Mercury or the Atlanta Dream. This is what has been reported by Annie Costabile from Front Office Sports, longtime WNBA reporter.
In a way, this whole saga has exposed more than Bonner's lack of staying power. It's exposed what kind of backbone this Indiana squad is growing. No more participation trophies, no more bless her heart walk-offs. This team is evolving into a unit that demands respect, earns every inch of it, and doesn't shy away from handing out the truth like Gatorade on a timeout. So now the dust's settled, and Bonner's off somewhere, probably pretending she just needed a break from the chaos. Meanwhile, Natasha's back in the gym, fire in her eyes, loyalty tattooed on her soul, and no time for half-effort veterans who treat competition like a seasonal trend. Dewanna Bonner stomping back into the narrative like someone who swore they were done with drama, right before setting the whole kitchen on fire. Ha! Because nothing says, "I'm not a quitter," quite like loudly declaring your loyalty after disappearing from games, skipping out on your team like it's an optional brunch, and ghosting the locker room vibes like a shady ex who left their hoodie and never returned.
Breaking news. Dewanna Bonner does not want to be with the Fever anymore. I called it, didn't I? The tea leaves told it. You don't just go away for personal reasons 6 games in, especially with WNBA. You need every single check. So Yahoo dropped this bombshell story saying that she doesn't want to be with the Fever. She wants to be with the Phoenix Mercury. Who's at the Phoenix Mercury? Alyssa Thomas. You know what? This girl was a freaking scam the whole time.
Apparently, not quitting now includes not showing up. A bold rebranding, honestly. Somewhere in an alternate universe, the definition of commitment just exploded. Let's be honest, this wasn't a tactical break, a mental reset, or even a moment of reflection. This was full-on, high-octane, confetti-flying delusion wrapped in denial. Dewanna stormed off like someone who couldn't find her name on the starters list and decided the best strategy was to vanish like a magician pulling a reverse Houdini. But now she's back, waving her arms, insisting she never gave up. The receipts are still warm. It's the tantrum of someone who couldn't be the main character anymore. And the second that spotlight started drifting, even slightly, to someone younger, faster, and heaven forbid popular like Caitlin Clark, the plot thickened faster than a reality show reunion episode. Because let's not play coy, Caitlin's gravity on that court is so intense it's basically a black hole. Every camera, every mic, every defender within a 100-mile radius is drawn to her like she's got the cheat code to the entire league.
She said, let's make sure the apologies are just as loud as the disrespect. Ooh, I can't wait till it comes out. Now, I was just on my live this morning talking about DB and how I knew something happened because DB is the epitome of professionalism, and a veteran is not going to leave simply for playing time. Something happened. And it looks like in due time, we will find out. And she doesn't appreciate being called quitter.
And Dewanna? Well, she wasn't exactly vibing with the whole share the stage situation. This wasn't the star vehicle she'd signed up for. She wanted the solo, the entrance, the MVP chance raining from the rafters. But instead, she got high-pressure rotations, a fiercely motivated roster, and gasp, a generational talent eating up highlight reels faster than Bonner could get her warm-ups off. And that, folks, is where things began to unravel. Because it's one thing to support a rookie, it's another thing to play second fiddle to a rookie. Especially when you've spent years being the seasoned vet, the dependable scorer, the name above the marquee. It might as well have booked a one-way ticket. This wasn't an injury. This wasn't strategy. This was frustration. Gift wrapped in ego and delivered with a pout. It was someone who realized the spotlight doesn't pause, and if you don't evolve with the moment, you'll get left in the dust with nothing but past glory and a confused post caption.
The Indiana Fever. Now, here are the facts that we do know. Dewanna Bonner did start 3 games with the Indiana Fever to open the season, and then later on she was benched for shooting guard Lexi Hull. After 6 consistent games of coming off the bench, she was officially ruled out for personal reasons. Never told what those personal reasons are, and we still do not know. WNBA All-Star legend vet was averaging 7.1 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, and 1.6 assists in the 9 games that she did play. It's my personal opinion that she came into the Fever organization to be that vet on the floor for Stephanie White, to be that leader, and obviously to score more points and make more of an impact than she did. And we still don't know what caused her not to be able to make that impact.
But here's where it gets even better. Now that the drama queen has exited stage left, the Indiana Fever actually look liberated. No more tiptoeing around seniority, no more overthinking rotations to keep a legacy name satisfied. The cloud has lifted and the vibes, immaculate. Now the focus is where it belongs, on the future, on the team, on winning games instead of managing feelings. With Bonner gone, there's no more logjam in the lineup. No more should we start her to avoid a media circus tension, just clarity, just basketball. And for a team trying to claw its way into the upper echelon of the league, that matters. Because nothing derails momentum like trying to balance egos during a rebuild. No more ice-cold glances across the bench. Just ballers who are bought in, ready to grind, and not quietly seething every time the crowd chants for someone else. The Caitlin Clark era isn't just alive, it's accelerating.
Now fast forward to the start of the WNBA season. The Indiana Fever obviously have Dewanna Bonner, and of course she's starting. But that did not last long, okay? She only started for the Fever for 3 games, and then her role was replaced by Lexi Hull. So she was coming off the bench for the next 6 games that she played. In total, she played 9 games with the Indiana Fever, only starting in 3. In that time, she averaged around 7.1 points, around 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. You know what? These really weren't Dewanna Bonner numbers. And this just led a lot of people to question whether or not Dewanna Bonner was a good fit in Indiana. Since playing in her last game on June 10th, she has been out for the Fever for personal reasons. She hasn't traveled with the team, and it wasn't looking good, okay? It wasn't looking like the Indiana Fever were promoting Dewanna, and it wasn't looking like Dewanna was promoting the Fever.
Meanwhile, Natasha Howard and the rest of the Fever are locking in. No distractions, no headlines about mysterious absences, no guessing games about who might play today. The message is crystal clear. You're either with us or you're somewhere else pouting in your sneakers. And the best part? The Fever don't even seem mad. They're just better, leaner, sharper, more cohesive. There's something energizing about shedding dead weight, even if that weight used to be wrapped in accolades and veteran status. Sometimes subtraction really is addition, and Indiana just hit that math like a breakthrough in a locker room TED Talk. She wasn't ready to compete in a team where everyone's fighting for minutes, clawing for wins, and putting the squad above self. She wanted to coast on history while the team sprinted toward the future. That doesn't work anymore.
Let's go, boy! The beast is finally back, man. Somebody that waited patiently and wanted to be here, man. Get that string bean, paper clip built as Dewanna Bonner up out of here. That's why you got waived. And we brought back Miss Ari McDonald, who made more of an impact on the hardship deal than your goofy ass did the few games that you played, Goofy.
And now that she's gone, the Fever can finally embrace what they were building from day one, a team that's not built around one star, but a constellation, where Caitlin can shine without resentment, and every player knows their role isn't under review every time someone in a suit decides they miss the good old days. The past left the building. The future just dropped 20 points with 6 assists and a no-look dime that melted Twitter. The road ahead? It's clear. Sometimes you don't realize how heavy the baggage was until you drop it. Now they're moving faster, playing freer, and laughing a little louder. Because when you survive a diva exit and come out better for it, you don't cry, you celebrate. And somewhere in a gym, Caitlin's probably draining threes while Natasha's nodding in the corner like, "Told ya."